Welcome to Life by Design, where we help you to create the blueprint for the life you've always wanted for yourself and your family. And for those of us with even bigger perspective, this is not just about our family and ourselves, it's also about our communities and our nation, Sierra Leone. I'm Joe Abbas, and this is Life by Design. Welcome back. Forget about the riots and protests in America and the lowering of restrictions in Europe. Coronavirus is still alive in Sierra Leone. The numbers are still rising, and the curve is very well on the up. We have to realize the virus is still here with us. Therefore, that's why we decided to bring you a two-part series to talk about the virus and the rippling effects it's having in our society. And last week, we came back to you with religious leaders sharing how the pandemic has affected everyday lives of congregants and what they're doing to adapt to be able to make sure they stay relevant. And today, just like other sectors in the economy, the entertainment sector has also been very hard hit by the corona pandemic. Shows have been cancelled and put on hold. Public gathering and social distancing ban has crippled the sector. Filmmakers, actors, actresses cannot hold premieres, launch their films, not to talk about producing new films. The COVID-19 pandemic is having a very heavy toll on our lives and our livelihoods. So that's why today on Life by Design, I want to take a close look at how players in the entertainment industry have been adapting their game so as not to become extinct in this new normal that we all have to face.
Fresh air, clean environment, great atmosphere. D&S Fastmart, we have the most competitive prices, the place for quality and trusted grocery brands, well-stocked shelves with top-of-the-range wine and spirits, chill drinks and snacks, toiletries, and even lubricants for your vehicles. At D&S Fastmart, all payment systems are available. D&S Fastmart, the right choice for the enlightened shopper. D&S Fastmart, Total Petrol Station, Brookfield. We've got the tick.
Arnold, this is not your first time on the show on Live by Design, but Arnold is a gospel music minister. You must have seen and heard of him all over the country and outside, out of Sierra Leone. And also, then I have Ellen Keister. Who doesn't know Ellen Keister? Promoter, manager, TV, personality, MC, entrepreneur. And you know, it's a funny thing that Corona has had a way to just keep everybody quiet. Have you been quiet? How have you been doing, Ellen?
I'm not okay. I am not doing fine.
So that's what I'm saying. It's okay. That's what I'm saying. That's just so you have not been doing fine. Why do you say that?
No, because money's not coming in. If money's not coming in, I'm not smiling. I'm not doing okay. No,
if you are this many things, how you should have been able to adapt and cope.
Yeah, of course, in a way, the entrepreneurial side of it, but it's still slow. You know what I mean? Because whoever's supposed to pay you money will tell you ain't got no money. So either way, money's not coming in.
It's been very tough.
It's been tough. However, we just have to cope with it. You know what I mean? I have no choice. I would tell people, this is what I say every time. It's not a Sierra Leone problem, it's a global problem. So we have no choice but to understand what's going on and just pray it leaves the earth so we can be okay.
Pray it leaves the earth so that we can be okay. Arnold, how have you been doing?
I have been good. I have been good. That I would say, because
activity level. How far down is it? You're only doing 30% of what you used to do during the corona. How activity level?
Not really. In fact, it has been much more than what I usually do.
Really? How?
Because now I do a lot of things from home, and so I'm able to stretch myself in different levels, and I'm able to plan, I'm able to think, I'm able to practice, I'm able to do all my different stuffs, and even have more sessions with more people. More than before, so it's quite good.
Cash wise,
it's it's quite difficult, but
So cash wise, how far down has it come? Down
Very,
to 50%?
No, in fact, 30%, because it's
and then how
difficult.
How far down has yourself come?
I'll say about that because I have an artist who's actually part of a lot of projects that money is supposed to come in. We're still waiting. So it's not as bad, you know what I mean? Like I said, because I do a lot of different things, so I wouldn't really say it's a zero. However, I'm not sure about 30%. Look at I got for you.
He's better off, right?
Because he's talking about he's doing fine. I'm saying I'm not doing fine. You're like, I'm doing fine.
You're less than 30%.
So maybe 50%.
Yeah. Now, so obviously everything grounded. You had shows you were going to do. How many shows?
Well, basically for a big show on my label, it was one big show, the Empress Attorney show, and of course I have my own TV show that was supposed to start, but right now I'm just waiting.
How's the Empress doing? How's she doing?
She's doing great. You know, she wasn't really doing good at first because she was really excited and looking forward to it, but for now I think she's really coping because they're really part of
that was a
different
lifetime opportunity that she's had to. And so you had that big one and you had a couple of other stuff that you had, and what did you have to cancel, Arnold? Anything on your part?
I had about 3 trips out of the country. We've already made plans, we've already discussed lodging and everything, tickets and everything that I was supposed to be out and everything, so everything just had to cancel. And somewhere even very, very close, as in April, I had to be in different countries, but so all this had to cancel. And even the ones that are also later for this year, some are also starting to cancel because they've not had enough income to be able to get us to that place, because they've not been able to do a lot for them to prepare for that. So it's quite tough, and so we had to cancel a lot of things.
It's a tough one, tough for everybody. Now, what, in terms of adapting, in terms of looking for new opportunities, were you able to start anything new remotely in what you're doing now that it's an opportunity that has been created in this season that you would never have thought of, and adapted to any new things, and as a new opportunity you're pursuing?
I think Arnold said something earlier about giving him time. So it's the same thing. Basically what it is, I was able to create more content and things like that. I haven't really read books, I'm not gonna lie. However, I watch a lot of movies, so I was learning a lot. I'm trying to do online classes and things like that. As far as the label side of it, of Empress, she's engaged in this nation, well, I think it'll be released soon, and was able to do a short movie, and then we did different skits for COVID. So that was our contribution there. But for me now, all I do, we just create more. We're just creating. Empress is in the studio just doing songs, just writing. It was more of me just really taking time for myself, you know what I mean? And just really just putting a lot of work. You know, I'm just creating content.
And so that's positive, right? That's positive, it's opportunity.
Because we really have time for ourselves.
You have time for yourself, have time for family.
Do we really have a choice?
You don't even have a choice. And it's a funny story because even my daughter, I have my youngest daughter, she actually turned 9 in March, and I have never had time to spend with her as we have now. I got her to send a schedule of his day. I'm trying to just get them into the discipline of planning, and I was reading it for the team here. And one of the things she had at 8:39, watch movie with daddy. Aww. And this is something that has never happened in her 9 years of life. But she now knows it's a schedule that 8:30, between 8 and 9 o'clock before she goes to bed, she has to watch news. So we actually watch CNN. We flip back and forth. She now has it in her schedule. It's something that never. So Arnold, jump back to you. What's new? What's new that you had to do?
A lot. And as I said, I had a lot of time now. And so I had to spend some time with family, yes, but then I'm like the close type. Like even when I'm home, I'm always in my room. So I had to start an Instagram live. We had to get a connection. So on the first day, I had Bucci. So I had
got Bucci.
Yeah, I had some of my friends around. So Bucci, yes. So
he came online.
Yeah, he was online with us. So I had to interview him. And the other time, I had Prosper Ochimana. And I had to have the actor Infa Inkalu, and I had a lot of other people, Winter, Sniper. I had some of the guys that usually does TV.
Would that have happened? Would you have thought about that if we hadn't had this pandemic?
No,
it wouldn't have happened.
In fact, we are also. It will be very difficult because these people are also busy. I'm also busy, so we don't have the time to.
Time for everybody, so they have the time.
So
and
not
the atmosphere,
everyone has the time, and it was so impactful, and it had to get a lot of ratings, and I had to go online on. Facebook Live, I had to do live stuff, I had to do live interviews, and also I took 3 days. I did 15 covers. So I had sleepless nights, did 15 covers.
When you say 15 covers, what does that mean?
Worship covers. 15 different worship covers.
Yeah, okay.
So we had myself and my producer, he came to the house, spent 3 days, and we produced 15 covers, both audio and video. So now all these 15 covers are out. So if it was on a normal time, it would be difficult for me to do it.
And one of the things we've emphasized is that there's always opportunity in crisis. In every crisis, there's opportunity. And a lot of the time, we're not looking for those opportunities. We're just complaining about what we lost. We're not looking for the new opportunities and what exists. So that's why it's very important that we had to share this. There are things we've been able to do that you can also learn from. And finally, adapting for relevance. Adapting for relevance. How have you stayed? You've stayed relevant, but just emphasize. You had fans, you had people who looked up to you. You had, how have you stayed relevant during this period?
What happened was when the government released that everything was going to be shut down. I was the first person to say, yes, I accept, and things like that. Other people were struggling with it. So because of that, apparently my post went viral, so people wanted me to really just talk and encourage all these other people because they get the fact that I understand what was going on, regardless of the fact that money was put in.
Maybe this is an opportunity to talk
you know
to
what
them
I mean?
again. This is an opportunity to talk to them again.
So I was doing a lot of radio and TV, and of course, everything that has to do with COVID, people are reaching out for me to talk to the people. Even when the youth, the violence and everything else, I've reached out to talk to the people because they know we're faces and they listen to us. And we understand because we're struggling. So if I'm struggling and I'm telling you to hold on and be calm and be patient, you're going to listen because we're all in the same boat. So that's what it is. I wasn't really part of the short movies that Empress and Camouflage did or the skits, but I was a part of it. It was our production and things like that. And just whatever it is, I did online. Like everybody's online right now doing a lot of virtual things. So I did, Women in Entrepreneurship. So it's like every week, if I'm not on TV, I'm on the radio or I'm on Facebook. So that was like the only way to just let people, for me, it was more of a positive message to say, this too shall pass. We're going to be okay.
This too shall pass.
And then advise, you already said most of it, but basically what I'm telling all the artists is work on your art. You know what I mean? Use this time. There's really nothing going on.
Wow.
We're busy. We're doing so many other different things. But if you're a writer, actor, whatever it is, just you take this time and work on it. Because once it's over, like you said, a lot of people are going to be releasing things. A lot of things it's going to blow. So if you are just really just sleeping and not doing anything, it's going to be a problem. So do not sleep all the time. Do not watch Netflix all the time. Write songs. Write. If you used to write 10, write 30 or whatever. You're not really doing much, practice, rehearse,
I'm actually taking notes. I'm actually just taking notes on what you've been sharing.
So these were all the things like, I don't want after COVID, I don't want artists to struggle. We're already behind, you know what I mean? Learn from other people. They say, take somebody's idea, make yours better. So this is the time.
Close again. I know you've just wrapped up. Work on your art. It's very, very important. Work on your art. Not just watch movies. And this is going to be over. Arnold, what's your final word for, gospel artists and ministers?
It has to be at a point. This is a time wherein most of the time we feel like doing the work of God is working with God. So these are two different things.
Okay.
Doing the work of God
is different
and
from
working with God. Because now doing His work, you are focused on me just running to church to do this and everything. Yeah. But then you don't have personal time with Him. So now, when we have this time, this is the time you're not running to church and everything, so you come back to Him, personal relationship with Him. And most of these other times, we had to go to TV, to radio, to do worship and everything. And that was a platform that we used to be able to encourage other people in our own space. And we had to do a lot. You know, this was the time that we did not sit, and we had to go live worship videos for people to be able to get everything. So do a lot, do more in this time, because when you feel like you're going to be busy, trust me, at some point it's like you're not doing much because you're just running here and there.
You're running here and there.
But then this is the time you're able to do a lot, think a lot, plan for the next 5 years.
Plan.
Because you never can tell.
A lot of solid
Because now everyone is now coming out. By the time COVID is ending, everyone wants to come out, but then you have a plan. When do you want to come out? How do you want to come out? Is it going to be different from everyone else?
So this is the time to be able to lay out those
Plan
plans.
yourself, yes,
There's
very much.
something I want both of you to address. It's tough for people, but people have to know we cannot let down our guard at this point in time. And hopefully even in here we're maintaining enough social distance to be able to, and we're not fist bumping, we're not clapping over hands. And what's your message to people, a COVID message? Send out a COVID message for people.
COVID really, really serious. And as something where you go survive, yes. And I make Boku people in analytic and serious because not so like Ebola, where people they die, Boku. So I get people that they say, people they die, oh, na Boku talk, na lie, the government a lie. The government's not a lie. COVID, they really affect people. Inside New Jersey, over 13 Sierra Leoneans, they don't diagnose them. Where maybe themselves, maybe not the Sierra Leone attitude for say, okay, they not really prevent themselves. So when I take masks now for wear, right now because social distancing, they don't really spray, we're good here. But you were out because, you know, the virus is staying at the air. So if somebody will get COVID, it cough now, so they left. Now the reason for the face mask. Of course, we on you, I'm not thinking that for pandemic, make for the wasa. No. For me small, they always say, you say, was you on? You know, and social distancing, because honestly, even if, I know, God forbid, if anything, if you're not comfortable, if I'm sick, bind or touch them, the virus they stay. So a different small from Ebola. So COVID is spread faster. So do ya unadena os. You know, it's also like for commodities it affects you in any way. But unadena os, you know, unadena public place because you don't know who that gets out, who that don't come out, who say, you know, always wear your face mask. Now for yourself, you know, and things like that. Just take precautions and you're going to be okay. But COVID is real. It actually it's all over the world. Even now, like you say, people are all over the place. However, you know, we don't know what's going to happen. Salon, the case and the rise every day. Every day the case and they can go up. People say, na lie, na this. I beg, on take precautions because we say self will let it down. And if every day they continue, it not go down and Bokuti not go on. You know what I mean? So please take precautions. I mean, stay out of, you know, of course, of the youth, no violence, and just be prepared. Just know, you know, COVID is here. You know, we don't want it to stay, but for now, it is among we. Yeah. So do you have me found that for sale?
I know.
Yes. Most of the things Ellen don't see, but one of the things that we need to understand is the Bible says, apply as unto wisdom. And most of the things we can be hyper spiritual, and then we lack the wisdom where God don't give information, so we overcome. I know we are Christians. I know we believe in the Holy Ghost, but it's the same Bible law say, apply as unto wisdom. So God is here to help, but also we need to also prepare ourselves and know the reality of things, that COVID-19 is here. And God has also given us the idea and the knowledge on how to prevent them. So please wash your hand, use hand sanitizers, use the face mask. If you don't get anything for do outside, stay at home. There's a lot to do at home. Not the way you come on now treat me and say life is this and this and this and everything. Now the whole world is shut down. God they give we time for let we just time out, for just come, step back and really think. So please, all the things then we they talk about, where the medical people they talk about, let we adhere to them and make sure we do them. Don't be hyper spiritual and forget the fact that God has given you something for let you think about. Apply yourself as unto wisdom. That is what the Bible says, and then it will help you so much.
Apply yourself as unto wisdom. A word for the wise.
So many years have gone by, and we've seen so many things, like little children and mothers die. I'm a pastor, a full-time pastor, and 11 weeks, no church service. So, yeah, that's a direct impact. I as a musician as well, and in my church, I also work with my choir, and my choir was at a place where we were really growing and exploring new things, getting new converts and the likes, and then the church service stopped. It personally affected me. Like, I really was appreciating the growth that was happening around the young people in my church, and then this distance came in between. That has been a serious effect. In a way as well, it has given me kind of a bigger church. Okay. On TV, I'm always hosting.
That's like how you're adapting them.
Yes, yeah. And again, going back to the first question, like how it is impacted, starting with my life and then my work and then my music, my life as well. I am quite, it has affected my activities, my everyday activities, things that I would have loved to do, and places I would have loved to be hanging out with my family and everything. That has an effect on me, because some of us, we really work in the job mentally and the like, so a break once in a while can be really, really good. Even though it seemed like there is a break, some of us, it's like, in a way, work has even doubled. Yes, because now I'm even involved in a lot more things than I used to be when there was no Corona. Yes, and so during Corona, I even have a new job that even requires me to be 9 to 8, 9 to 4, and things like that. And I did not used to have that before, because music was going very good, that I could have my, yes. And so, but now it now gives me even a lot more things to do. But so far, so good. Keep my, yes. How I have adapted to keep my relevance is, first off, some aspect of it is it's a thing of a mind over matter. Like, from the first day it was announced that services would not be held, that very same Sunday I started a live TV worship, leading worship and giving sermons and everything. It started first with just pure worship, and by the next Sunday or two, I started having worship and sermon, just like you would have it in church. And so it gave me an opportunity to be a pastor to even a larger congregation. I get feedbacks, text messages, people who are not even Christians calling to say, I was blessed by your sermon today. And so it has helped me to even do more evangelism than I would have done all through the year when there was no Corona. Yes, in my small community in Godrich and all, but now I'm able to reach people far and wide, not just in Sierra Leone, but globally, because now I preach on TV and it goes online, it's streamed on Facebook Live, it's put on YouTube, so it's helping me to even reach people with God's word even further. Before coronavirus broke through, I got signed a new deal with Eminence, and yes, and it was a pretty decent deal. They signed me a $50,000 recording contracts and everything like that, and so it was a pretty decent deal. And so it's all part of like, oh, this year I'm going to do this, and then this broke out, and nobody was planning for this and how to get it. But in a way, I had always been conscious that the moment there would be one case recorded in Sierra Leone is going to change everything around. So in a way, mentally, I was sincerely planning as to what would happen. And so I'm very certain that before I even went on TV hosting the Worship Live, I first started hosting Worship Live on Facebook. So I did like 3 or 4 episodes of Facebook Live music and worship and everything like that, before I started seeing other people coming up with the same thing. And then when they locked church services, I started on TV. And on TV, I'm not just preaching. I sing at least 40 minutes every Sunday. Faith is not the absence of a problem. It's not denial. But faith is knowing that there is a problem, but believing that God can keep me safe and God can protect me. But God also said we can't put him to test. So knowing what is right means do what is right. I was talking to somebody a few days ago and I was telling them, God says we should listen to the government, the state, the authority. We should listen to them because all authority comes from God. So if the authorities that God have put over us to lead us say, don't do this for your safety, I would advise you, respect it. Don't do it for your own safety. I just want to sing a song of hope to us all. This was a song written way before Corona. It was written back in 2016, and it was just a message of hope and a proclamation of faith that better days will come again and better days are here again. It's a declaration of faith. Oh, better days, oh, better days will come again. Oh, better days, oh, better days are here again. So many years have gone by, and we've seen so many things. Like little children and mothers dying, and those who are alive will see the look in their eyes, asking questions like, when will the struggle end? Oh, but if you believe, you'll know that God is here. If you believe, you will know that through all things our God is real. Sierra Leone, so I tell you, better days, oh, better days will come again. Through the eyes of faith, I can see that better days. You should see that better days will come again.
Well, you've heard from representatives of the entertainment industry. What they have been doing is a lesson for you to also know what you need to do to adapt. It's affecting all of us. That's why we urge you all to continue to learn how to stay close from a distance and to adapt what you do so as to remain relevant to your community. Every crisis comes with opportunities. Unless you're looking out for one of these, you will not see them. So continue to work on your art, work on your skills, and the people who would bounce back stronger after the season are the ones who would make time to work on themselves and not spend all their time watching movies, complaining and wishing things were different, or even stay idle waiting for things to get back to normal. Until I come back your way next week with another episode of our show, I'm Joe Abbas, and this has been Life by Design. I say, stay home, stay safe, stay relevant, and stay valuable.